abortion. Well, the women and men involved in the Silent No More awareness campaign are breaking the secrecy and silence surrounding the emotional and physical pain they have lived with because of their abortions. They hope, through their personal testimonies, to make society aware that abortion is not the quick fix that we are led to believe. It is a quick fix, it does end the pregnancy, but it in no way allows them to go on with their lives as if nothing happened. The consequences of abortion can be felt throughout a lifetime. The men and women of Silent No More are putting words to the pain and negative impact that abortion has had on their lives. They are hoping, through their own personal revelations, to make society aware that women deserve better than abortion as the answer to their unexpected pregnancies. We are fortunate to have with us today two women, Karen and Maggie, who will share their testimonies. I ask you to please listen with your hearts. Maggie. My granddaughter.
Oh! She don't know. Help her with that sign.
Good afternoon, my name is Maggie Sweet. I want to thank God for this beautiful day, and I certainly want to thank each one of you for coming. 25 years ago, I made the biggest mistake in my life. I had an abortion. It was on Friday the 13th of December, 1985. I already had two sons before my abortion. I longed for a daughter and hopes to revive my troubled relationship. He was my uncle's best friend and my guitar teacher. He looked very much like Julio Iglesias. He had a lot of charisma, and he was an impersonator of Roberto Sanchez, Sandro, the Argentine Elvis Presley. Signs of trouble were very apparent from the moment I met him, as he tried to come on to me at the tender age of 13. Yes, I was 13 and he was 36. 13 was a very awkward age for me. I suffered from severe acne rosacea, and my parents couldn't afford a dermatologist. Being made fun of from the other teens led me to a deep depression. Therefore, we went from acquaintance to friendship to a secret relationship in a very short time. Having a secret relationship was certainly no fun at all, and it felt very awkward. Again, the age difference. He had 3 broken relationships before me. He had 2 other children from different parents. He was an alcoholic, and he was unemployed. The only thing I knew was that I had fallen in love with him, and I had to lie to my parents about everything, like my phone calls and my secret meetings. Therefore, falling in love and believing his lies, I waited till I was 18 to share this secret with my parents. So as many distraught parents would do, they sent me to my grandparents' house in Puerto Rico. My boyfriend then befriended my brother. He related to my brother his intention to commit suicide if I did not return. I bought into this immediately and returned. At the airport, I shared with him my intentions. My intentions were to go back home with my parents and continue the secret relationship. However, my plans. He said that he had spoken with my parents and it was okay for me to move in with him. It felt like I was being kidnapped, yet I said nothing. It certainly was different. It certainly was different, instantly stepping into a new life, a new role, especially when there is a pit in my stomach. All of a sudden, my furniture and accessories were of second-hand nature. Black and white television, thrift shop furniture, no phone. It is as if I had fallen back in time. Within a month, I was pregnant. I was not allowed to communicate with anyone, or I would be slapped in the face. I felt like a prisoner in my own home. Although my life was in turmoil, I can recall the beauty of carrying another human being was like no other in the world, and it will echo for the rest of my life. I had my son Tony on December 1st, 1983. He is here today. And within a month, I was pregnant with my second son. I was home alone most of the time during my pregnancy. And after I had my second son, I found out he had been cheating on me. And he begged me for a second chance, therefore, I gave it to him. And we moved with his mother in Puerto Rico. There, I clearly saw his abusive ways. That to be similar to his mother. Her terminology for discipline was old school. She would put laxatives in my younger son's bottle to keep him from crying. And if that didn't work, she would hose him down in cold water. My boyfriend would still stay out, and I thought perhaps if I had a daughter, he would be more sensitive and change and stay home with me. I became pregnant, and his mother was very upset. I also became very upset because my boyfriend wasn't changing. I thought about having an abortion, and remember how my sister had 2 abortions and how it didn't seem to affect her. So I thought, what I didn't know and what I wasn't aware of was the only reason she moved out of state was because of the impact those 2 abortions had on her that led her to alcoholism. So I decided to have my abortion. He didn't care. I was scared when I walked into the abortion mill. It felt like cattle. Many young girls there, all looking frightened, as I looked for patients that just had an abortion to see if perhaps their expression can perhaps make me turn away. However, they were all led out to the back door. It was my turn as I cried during my abortion. And before I could say stop, the vacuum had stopped. I instantly became depressed as I was unable to care for my sons. For 20 years, I remained silent until my mother's near-death experience in 1997. My pious mother of 8, who only has a 3rd grade education, but a PhD in love, she never took any shortcuts in life and embraced all 8 of her children. She lay down in the emergency room dying because the wrong medication was given to her and she was having liver failure. As tears ran down my face, she held up her rosary and she said to me, "Don't cry for me. I think about the pain of Jesus Christ." My mother was a devout prayer of the rosary. I've always thought as a youngster the rosary was for old ladies. Heaven must be full of old ladies. Well, as my mother was dying, I looked up and I promised God, if a miracle will occur here, I will dedicate the rest of my life bringing kids back to the basics. Well, within the year, my mother was cured. She was off the liver transplant list, and when she received a settlement, she says it wasn't mine to begin with. So she requested to have it donated to a gift shop. I became a director there, and one day a young girl entered, wanting to use the gift shop phone to make an appointment to have an abortion. I started to get nervous, and I asked her, "Can I help you? Is there a reason why you're getting an abortion?" She said to me she was having an abortion because she wasn't pregnant from her boyfriend. I felt compelled at that moment to give her my testimony. I not only shared with her my story, but I shared with her my sister's story and my brother's story. When my brother was 18, his girlfriend had an abortion. My brother is 42 years old today and still doesn't have any children and is completely heartbroken about the decision that was made. I also shared with her stories on how more and more people are speaking out on the web. We even have celebrities like Sharon Osbourne and Steven Tyler. Sharon Osbourne's mom made her have an abortion at a young age, and Sharon held that against her throughout her whole life. She didn't even attend her mother's funeral because of this. Sorry. Yes, I was abused in my relationship, but that doesn't compare to my abortion. That doesn't change the fact that for all the wrong reasons, my child is not here today. And society will tell me otherwise. We make choices in this world, not thinking about the ripple effect and the consequences. As I quote Sharon Osbourne on her abortion, I would never recommend it to anyone because it comes back to haunt you in life. Whatever it is, you pay down the line. You have to be accountable. For years, I wanted this problem to go away, but then I realized I was part of the problem because I wasn't part of the solution. I am aware that this is too painful for many of you who had abortions to even talk about. And I know I have spoken to a number of you who are here today in front of me. However, you have taken a major step towards the healing process, and my heart is with each one of you. I have found healing through Rachel's Vineyard. Therefore, I will no longer be silent no more. Today, I'm happily married to the most wonderful husband for 16 years. I met him in 1993. Although we weren't able to have any children together, he raised my children. As much as he loves children, he didn't walk away and he didn't look for shortcuts. I just want to say, I love you, Christopher George. God bless each one of you.